Hey guys, welcome to Golden Setups. I'm Golden Focus here with another how I traded Tesla video today. Today was a pretty cool day, some great opportunities. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. I want to jump right into it, all right? So this morning, looking at Tesla, we had a huge drop, and that drop was actually beautiful. It was actually in line with my trade plan, but I didn't take the drop. I was doing some live trading today with a few people and doing live trading here on YouTube, and which I do, by the way, on Fridays. Do some live trading, but I do it on the higher time frames. And so yeah, we had a nice big drop here beyond this trend line. It was a beautiful setup. It was a rejection out of the supply zone here, 2-hour supply zone, and we had a nice drop here. I didn't get into that. I didn't get into that, and that's because of this. There's just a big move up over the last few days. And what I really wanted is I was looking to see if we're going to be able to come down and take the gap or just establish a higher low. And when the new candle opened up, this is the 15-minute up here, by the way. We got the hourly down here. When the new candle opened up and I saw us moving back up above this trend line. Now you see this trend line right here. This trend line is a trend line that spans over quite a few days, goes all the way. You can see how far up it goes. All right, this trend line, let's just stop here. It goes a little further than that, but from the 19th, right? April 19th, all right? So April 19th all the way to today, which is April 28th, this trend line has been respected. We bounced off of it, and then we broke up above it and then broke down below it, okay? So when we broke down below it, what I did at that point, okay, and by the way, we got two trend lines that we're watching, right? Two trend lines. Let me get rid of this one. Over here, we got two trend lines that we're watching that we're really careful to, right? We got this trend line over here, all right, and then we have this multi-day trend line over here, and so we got two of them, all right. So this trend line right here would pretty much demonstrate strength, right? Because we've been in a downtrend this whole time, respecting this trend, and then we break up above this trend line. We get into the supply zone where all the sellers are, and then all of a sudden we have the supply zone reaction. Now what happens is in the supply zone, all we're doing is eating up all of these sell orders, right? So big reaction. But again, let's look back at the history of the supply zone, right? You know, here's our first drop all the way down. All the way down, all the way down, all the way down. And we covered quite a bit of the gap there, okay? Then after that, we came back up. We're back up into the supply zone. Next time we drop, look how far we dropped. Not that far compared to where we dropped last time. All right, and then after that, we drop again. So we're just like eating these sell orders. And if you notice, you know, we're not dropping as far every single time. So we're eating these sell orders. And so that's what I'm kind of paying attention to, looking at the history of the supply zone, knowing not to just get caught into the puts. All right, and so I waited, and what I was looking for, I was talking about in live, I was waiting to see if we're going to break above this multi-day trend line. And typically with trend lines, we don't typically play around with trend lines if you draw them right. They are like, the way that I see them, they are diagonal lines of support and resistance, and they're really strong. And so anyhow, you could see it being respected here. You could see it being respected here, you know, failure to close above it, failure to close above it. Then after that, we opened up a new candle above it, used it as support. And then after that, moved up into the zone, and then we dropped down, and we dropped down below it. Now dropping down below not only this trend line, all right, which this one coming up, this trend line is coming from most recently on the 27th from yesterday. All right, we not only dropped down below that trend line, but another thing to keep in mind is that we also dropped down this multi-day trend line up here. All right, and that would show a bit of weakness. Looking at that is like, man, that's really weak. But I got to come back out. I look at the hourly. All right, and looking at the hourly, I was watching and paying attention to the hourly. We dropped. We make sure I got the timing right. 9:30. Yep. And so we dropped below the 20, right? We got the 9, which is the red line here, and then we got the 20, which is the yellow line here. Okay, this is Tesla on the 1 hour. We dropped below, but then after that, this is the same candle on the hourly. I was like, where are we closing? That's what's most important for me. You know, I trade Tesla in a little bit of a different way. Where are we closing? And then we moved back up, and we closed above the 9. When I saw that, I was like, okay, this is strength. We had a new candle open, all right? And in that new candle opening up, we used this multi-day trend line over here. We used it on the 15-minute. We ended up using it as support, all right? And where I was kind of cautious at this point, I was like, man, You know, this looks really strong. All right, really strong. We had a new candle open up. We dropped again. All right, we dropped again. So new candle, here it is right here. All right, we dropped again, hit this trend line, and then we continue to move up from there. The second that we moved up, by the time we were over here, what we were looking at is a 3-bar play, a possible 3-bar play to the upside. That's when I got in. It was an aggressive entry for a 3-bar play to the upside. And boy, once I got in, boy, did we take off. After we took off, you know, I'm calling it out. I'm up 30%. I'm up 50%. I'm up 65%. I'm up 90%. Then after that, you know, I'm like, oh man, I'm up 100%. I'm thinking about taking profits here, you know, back down to 98, back down to 64. And then after that, I, you know, shot up back up to 107. And I think I took profits right around 101 or either 101 or 107%, somewhere around there. I went ahead and took a screenshot for you non-believers out there. All right, you can see, let me make this nice and big so you guys can see what's going on here. Here I am on you know, my TD Ameritrade active trader. Here it is. Here's Tesla, 107%. All right, and this is getting a little challenging, by the way. Oh yeah, here's the date here, April 28th, 10:09. All right, and I got out the trade right after that. It's getting a little challenging. I got to figure out the best way to, like, all right, you know, screenshot and then close the trade, or, you know, or something like that. I might have to like close the trade on my phone right away after the screenshot. So anyhow, there it is right there, 107% right there on the trade. Got in over here. I exited over here. Same candle here on the 15-minute, exited, sold into strength. I was really happy about that. Sold into strength, and yeah, that was my trade. That was my Tesla trade for today. Really glad about that. I know some people are going to be asking, how much did you make? How much did you make? I only talk about percentages here because I want you to know why I got into the trade and why to get out of the trade. I am and have been actively training my 4 children how to trade options. They've been doing an amazing job, and I don't want them to get caught up on the numbers. I want them to get caught up on the trades. And this video, or these videos, are kind of breadcrumbs for them, and everybody else just gets the benefit. But nevertheless, that was my trade. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and also understand why I'm not talking about dollar amounts, but more about percentages, because it's about the trade that matters. If you follow the trade, you won't ever have to focus or worry about the money. And there are a lot of other YouTube channels, and God bless every single one of them, that, you know, talk about numbers. I want to do things a little bit differently. This is just me. I want to do things a little bit differently. And so depending on, you know, what you decide to trade, how much you decide to trade, size of your trade, size of your account, it can all be relative. But nevertheless, this is really about, the focus here is really about making a living doing this. How do you make a living doing this? And the way that you make a living doing this is by being consistent, right? Being consistent, having a plan that you can trade over and over and over and over again, so that you can make a living doing this, so you don't have to work a 9-to-5. And so that's the goal. And that's one of the things that I teach. You know, if you guys go to goldensetups.com, you'll see we got a 4-week masterclass. It actually carries out for 6 months. And I walk you through quite a bit and show you how to do this for a living. Not only that, I got a few other offers there on goldensetups.com. I encourage you guys to check that out. I also review trades and help you figure out what are you doing wrong, turn that into a winning trade plan. Nice little 90-minute session there. And we also have a newsletter right here. So keep that in mind here. Level Up, we call it the Level Up newsletter, where every week we send it out, getting everybody ready for the week ahead of us. Where are the supply zones? Where are the demand zones? Where are the weaknesses? Where are the strengths? And just to understand where the possibilities and where the setups are. And these are the same setups that I take, right? This 2-hour zone is from another, or I think it was last week's Level Up newsletter. And so here we are, you know, making money off of this zone. Well, those who took the drop from it. All right. But nevertheless, we powered up for the rest of the day, and the rest has been history. Looking at the chart, I'm like, man, I should have stayed in my trade, but I'm happy. The key thing here is to get your predictable slice of the pie every day. Get your predictable slice of the pie every day. And I got my predictable slice of the pie. I'm happy. I'm happy 90%. The other 10% is like, man, I could have been a lot more than 100%. But nevertheless, I don't want to get greedy. Don't want to get greedy at all. So yeah, check out goldensetups.com if you want to learn how to do this for a living. Real quick before I let you guys go, I just want to give a special shout out to Jimmy D and those over at Trading Decoded. I'm going to put the link in the description below. I had the honor and privilege to be able to trade live with that Discord and kind of lead them into some pretty cool, successful trades. The one that stands out the most is this morning. We had a nice little run up this morning. Then we came down. So right now what we're looking at, we got, this is SPY and SPX, by the way. We came down over here. I'm looking at the 5 minute really the majority of the time, but I'm also watching the 1 minute for some laser entries and whatnot. And I remember telling them, let me fix this. I don't know what just happened there. I remember telling them, all right, we dropped down, we hit the VWAP. This dotted line is the VWAP over here. We hit the VWAP. Now a lot of them on that channel really focus on the 1 minute. They're intraday traders, and that's cool. They focus on the 1 minute, no problem. And so we are following this trend. I'm letting them know, hey, you can draw a trend line connecting this candle over here to this candle over here to the bottom of this candle over here. So this was a little bit up a little bit. I just moved it. All right, you can do that. And so we started moving up. Some people thought we were going to continue to move up. We had a hard time. You see this key level here at 414.58 right up here, right? And you can see we got up here, we closed up here, then we dropped. Here we are coming back up here to the same point. We double topped over here. And so if you're looking at it from just a simple like looking left, okay, when we got up here, we had some issues, we had some problems, and so we dropped. And so we got back up here again. Some of us were expecting the same thing. I was actually looking at a potential bull flag. It didn't really have a lot of the sediments of a bull flag. So nevertheless, for it to have worked the way it was supposed to, I was expecting it to come all the way up to 414.8, and as you can see up here that it didn't come up all the way up. It didn't come all the way up here, right? Had a hard time getting all the way up there. So I told them, hey guys, extend your trend line, and so we came back down. We broke. All right, when we broke, I told them about an aggressive entry right here. You can get into an aggressive entry. If we're going to continue to be weak, we're going to drop below the 9 on the 5 minute. That's what we did. We got that. If we're going to continue to be weak, we're going to drop below the VWAP. We continue to drop below the VWAP. You can see that we got that over here. You see the dotted line here, VWAP on the 1 minute. Here's a VWAP on the 5 minute. We dropped down below the 20 as well. If we're going to continue to be weak, I said if we're going to be weak, we're going to drop down and close below the 20, and then we're going to open up, try to retest the 20 and continue to go down. We couldn't even get up to retest the 20. We had a nice little 3-bar play. 3-bar play to the downside here, and then we continued down from here. I instructed people about different places. Look at this, great job, man. Really enjoyed listening to your style and explanation. All right, in the middle of my YouTube video. Oh, cool. I like that dude. He's a cool guy, man. Cool guy. Nevertheless, we're coming down here, and then I'm also guiding people, letting them know where the possible exits are, where my levels are. 412.93. Hey, great place to take profits. And then another place right here, 412.45. A lot of people made some good money. Very lucky to be able to lead them. And that was, again, what time was this at? This was, 10:55, 11 o'clock. I had the privilege of taking a quick screenshot of some of the people who made some money here. And here we are, 10:57. Couldn't you also write it down to the 9 on the 15? This guy is really like, he can't believe it. And, I asked them, like, is anybody making money? Anybody made money on this? And, yes, absolutely, yes. Here's him saying, excuse my language. Finally, one person finally went from red to green. Yes. This guy was a, 2-liter cool guy, man. I like him a lot. He says, I apologize. Sometimes I say SPY can punch me in the mouth, meaning that the direction that I think is going to go in, it actually doesn't go in that direction. He was like, I guess SPY punched you in the mouth, because I was looking for this trend line to break. I was just tracking the trend. But he said, hey, I apologize. And hey, it's no big deal. Nobody knows for certain. We just got to watch and wait. This guy got out at 30%. Rashid made some money here too as well. And then this guy, who was just like, up here apologizing for his language, he made 80%. So it was a good trade, SPX. I really appreciate Jimmy over there, Jimmy and the whole crew at Trading Decoded, it's a place I frequent a lot. I like them. Check them out. Check out their Discord. I don't have a Discord. I actually want to promote other people's Discords. I'd love to go in and just live trade with a group of people and just kind of, just really, I'm really for you knowing how to do this full time. That's what I'm for. I'm really for you knowing how to do this full time. So really appreciate you, Jimmy. Shout out to you. Shout out to the whole crew over there at Trading Decoded. And appreciate you guys for watching this trade, how I traded Tesla. Guys, check me out at goldensetups.com. All right, we got quite a few things over there. Number one, we got a 4-week masterclass showing you how to trade and how to do this for a living. Number two, Fridays I trade live on YouTube. Number three, also, we actually review trades, show you what you're doing wrong, turn that into a winning trade plan for you to trade against every day. All right, and help you through that whole process. All right, we got that there as well. And if you scroll down even more, you'll also see that we also have this Level Up newsletter where you can get reports on trade opportunities for SPX, Tesla, Amazon, Bitcoin, just a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of different tickers there. And these zones. All right, you can find these zones on the higher time frames on these reports and can really help you. And it's the same. It's where I take my trades. So it's the same thing I'm doing to take my trades, and it's what's really helping me to continue to stay successful. All right. So far, I haven't had any red days, but if I do, I'm definitely going to report them here. No matter what, you're not just going to see my wins, but you're going to see my losses as well. No one can be right 100% at the time. This is simple, but it's not easy. But nevertheless, check me out at goldensetups.com. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out at gf@goldensetups.com. That's Golden Focus, gf@goldensetups.com. You can just email me or just go to the website, and I got some other means of contact. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. Guys, remember, stop losing trades, trade confident, and don't forget to live life. Take care.